Well, using the knowledge we gained in the previous lessons, we can all take our color discussion on a higher level and think about how to combine colors for greater effect. So far on our color wheel, we only thought about sequences of color hues. Now, however, let's look at this differently and let's see how colors work together across the center of the circle. And the first way to group colors is to use complementary colors. Yes, it's true. Opposites attract, and it works even in the worlds of color. In fact, it works so well you can pretty much rely on it. So if you're thinking about probably the most effective color palette available, point one that's overused in pretty much every blockbuster movie and most certainly in every Michael Bay movie, you're probably thinking about the orange-blue combination. Yep, it is amazingly pleasing to the eye. It is the color of human skin and blue sky, the color of dawning sun, of cold nature, together with warm fire. And that's where the best combinations tend to lie. And you can follow along, changing the types of combinations here, all that without even doing any registration there. So you can see, same goes for purple and yellow, very similar palette, evocating the light of dusk. This golden palette with purple hues in it is as effective, is slightly more mysterious than the previous one. A curious one is green and red. To be honest, I dislike it, be it on clothes or in movie shots. I can bear it at Christmas, but that's it. It isolates colors that lie in a certain portion of the color wheel directly next to each other. This color palette is simpler, yet more striking, more iconic. In big budget movies, it seems to me as if lately, there is a tendency to go from complementary colors to this type of color combination. Girlhood. For example, the well-known cinematographer Roger Deakins is the master of this. These analogous color palettes can sometimes be as extreme as to almost go into monochromatic results. You can, for example, choose the cold part of the color wheel to attain these very dark, nocturnal results. Finally, colors can also be combined in a harmonious triangle and it is richer in hues than the other two systems we talked about. It is often a system used for combining natural colors. Most often, this is a combination of purple, green, and orange, like we see here, which is a still from the movie The New World, but these triadic palettes can vary. For example, I love this shot from Skyfall, where there is a combination of purples, grays, some cold blue tones and a lot of brown with hints of green. Especially slightly older movies were able to utilize this successfully when making shots like these, full of saturated yellows, blues, and reds. But it is, of course, not just older movies. Even nowadays, lots of cinematographers employ this color scheme to create striking images that immediately feel vibrant, lively, and artistic. To make this all a bit more simple, when choosing your color combinations, you can think about the way you want your art to be perceived. You want a pleasing result with balanced hues, go for the complementary. You want a very iconic artistic approach, you can choose the striking analogous combinations. Or are you after more rich or, on the other hand, naturalistic look, triadic might be there for you. This is, of course, not set in stone at all. However, as a basic guideline, this can work pretty well. And now that we've set some basic boundaries for color combinations, it's time to make it a tiny bit more complicated. Because there is such a thing as color relativity.